So obviously my dad just told you guys I'm a junior at Franklin High. Marketing is definitely not my forte, but the only advantage I think I have over you guys is that I am a member of your guys' target demographic, especially for certain beauty products, feminine hygiene products, and so today I'm going to be teaching you guys about the most effective marketing tactics to a younger demographic from my personal experience. And today I hope that you guys can take some of these tidbits of information and use them in the future in positions when you guys have the opportunity to influence those in power for the national marketing campaigns or even just local ones in your respective stores. So first off, we all know that, yeah, you can go. We all know that the young adult generation is the most tech savvy of any generation. And that being said, in a recent survey, 80% of teenagers ages 14 to 17 own a smartphone, and that's the younger of the young adults. And what does that mean? What do all these things mean? Well, more members of the 18 to 29-year-old age group now use social media platforms than any other age group, and that doesn't really seem too monumental. Yeah, we know. I mean, the young adult group is the one that you predominantly see on social media. But what is interesting is that 5 out of 6 millennials or young adults in the US connect with companies via social media. And those companies are Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, just to name a few. And 66% of millennials in the US follow a company or brand on Twitter, and 64% like a company or brand on Facebook to score a coupon or discount. And I can definitely testify to that. Like, if I can save a couple of bucks on a lipstick or even like some razors, I'm gonna do it. And having a strong and positive social media presence to me is really the key. And I'm more likely to follow a brand if I know that they're gonna share my values and not only post about their products, but post about things that are happening, things that is relevant to the kind of image they want to put out. And something that really impacted me was the Like a Girl campaign that Always did. I don't know if my dad has ever really talked about me, but I'm very big on women empowerment, and just to see that a brand took that step forward and kind of presented the Like a Girl campaign on such a big scale, for me that was like, okay, this company knows what they're doing, and it really caught and attracted a lot of attention to people my age group. I mean, I told a lot of my friends, hey, my dad works for Procter & Gamble, so they kind of knew about this, and they really thought that was cool.
She's my cool feminist.
Yeah, I'm a cool feminist. Then there's also the Mean Stinks campaign. That was a little bit older, by the deodorant secret company, and those are two campaigns that I really liked that your guys' company did. Also, 87% of young adults have a Facebook account. Once again, not super monumental. We know that Facebook is widely used. Everyone has one. But is this a social media platform that they use the most? From my personal experience, it's not. For the people that I know in my age group, Twitter and Instagram beat Facebook any day. If I'm going to follow a brand, I'm most likely to follow it on Instagram for sure, because I'm going to get the pictures and the comments and like the information. And I can just go to their profile, click the links, get on their website, see their promotions. It's a lot easier. And same with Twitter, honestly. It's just short, sweet, whereas Facebook, it sometimes gets more complicated. On your feed, you usually see those top posts of your friends rather than the ones of the brands that you're following. And also a new social media that's starting to expand into the marketing atmosphere is Snapchat. And I know for me it's insanely popular, and 71% of young adults under the age of 25 have a Snapchat account. So how Snapchat works, if you guys aren't familiar, is you can like snap a little selfie or a picture of whatever, like your dog, and you can either send it to your friends, or you can send it, yeah, you guys might have one, so you guys know. And then you can also put it on your story. So it has a lot of emphasis on private communication between your friends and public communication. And what they've recently done, I think it was a couple months ago, they implemented the Discover feed. And on this feed, you have the different media outlets they will use per day, say like Refinery 29, Cosmo, and People are the ones that I'm going to look at. Whereas my dad would probably look at CNN, Comedy Central because he thinks he's funny, and Food Network because he eats a lot. And what this means in the marketing world is that, so for CNN, for example, they have a brand sponsor their stories per day. So they have BMW do it, or McDonald's. I know Cosmo has a lot of Sperry topsider, and you're essentially forced to watch their little advertisement video, and it draws a lot of eyes to the products and the campaigns that they're trying to promote. And another of my favorite social medias, and one that honestly is the social media that gets me to buy the most products, is Pinterest. You guys especially, for CoverGirl, you guys have a lot of infographics out there. You guys have your Pinterest account, which has 17,000 followers, which is really good for Pinterest, because I don't follow anybody on Pinterest, but I do follow CoverGirl, because there's these infographics that kind of are the how-tos with your products. So to get the look, you essentially need to have these products, like how to shape your eyebrows. Yeah, you can use other products, but for instance, the little powder products, I have that. Not a lot of brands make it, and it'll come out different if you use a pen or if you use like a little shadow liner. So you kind of have to use the products, and it does give a lot of, as they call it on Pinterest, beauty inspo. So I really do enjoy looking through these, and if I see a product I like, I put it in my beauty must-haves, and I'll go out and buy it.
Do you pair your Pinterest use with other, other forms of media? So for example, YouTube has been one that...
Yeah, like pinning YouTube videos onto Pinterest. A lot of people do that, especially for makeup. I know that I'm saying a lot about it, but that's what I use that's what I use Pinterest a lot for. I know that you guys have a couple of brand ambassadors for CoverGirl that will make the YouTube videos, which I watch a lot.
I love the YouTube videos.
Yeah, and those do get pinned a lot, and they'll kind of say a little how-to, blah, 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 and I'll put that into my my beauty how-tos, like my eye makeup how-tos, and like on a rainy day if I'm bored or even before an event, if I like that look, I'm just going to watch it, and if I happen to have those products, then I'll use them. I usually do for CoverGirl because, my dad, so, yeah.
I'm gonna put some samples at some point.
Maybe.
A couple,
maybe,
yeah, just a
maybe.
couple.
Like, you aren't allowed to try any makeup except for CoverGirl.
Yeah, that was it for a while, so.
Good, good.
So the thing with Pinterest that deters a lot of people from marketing on it is that it does have a smaller amount of young adults using it at only 34%, but this directly correlates to the fact that 42% of people using it are women. And as much as people say, oh, we want to get like an equal balance, well, your guys' products are usually directly targeted towards women, of course, except for Old Spice, but for the ones that, I use, they are for women, and women really do use Pinterest a lot. I can tell you that, like, all of my friends will be in class, and probably shouldn't say this, but we'll be on Pinterest pinning stuff and just looking, and it's a fun way to pass time, honestly. So does that mean you guys should just throw all your old marketing tactics out? No, not at all. In fact, 95% of millennials consider friends as the most credible source of product information, and only 6% of the millennials in this survey in the US consider online advertising to be credible. So basically, word of mouth is spread by informed consumers, and the internet serves as a major source of information. For instance, you guys have, in the past, I believe you guys tested on animals, and for me, I always used CoverGirl. It was my go-to makeup, obviously. I mean, I've been like a little beauty connoisseur since I was younger because of my dad and, of course, my mother. And basically, I would always tell people, they'd always be like, oh, so what's your favorite makeup? And one of my go-tos for CoverGirl is the Lash Blast mascara. And one thing that I honestly got a lot was, oh, don't they test on animals? And I'm a very big environmental activist. And I was like, actually, no. And this was in my environmental science class. And they were like, oh, are you sure? Like, that's just, they just say that. And I was like, no, actually, they don't. And by being able to go on the internet, I was able to find your guys' animal welfare and alternatives. And it's a really good way to kind of put out there, like, hey, we really don't test on animals. And if you guys didn't have that up there on your website or on your social medias, like, people wouldn't know. And that would deter a lot of consumers from buying the products.
The CVS sales in Franklin have skyrocketed ever since.
Thank you.
Yeah. So all in all, you guys probably know that it is a bit hard to market to the younger generation. But it's important to see young adults as individuals and not just a demographic. Young adults want to be treated for who they are rather than be lumped together and labeled. And I can testify to that. Young adults aren't just similar individuals. They're individuals that have gone through similar life stages and similar experiences. But it's good to reflect the broader values of the young adults rather than just individual tendencies. Like, oh, what I see a lot is a lot of people are like, young adults, oh, let's add like neon colors everywhere. Like, I would much rather purchase products from a brand that shares my values than a brand that's just gonna put me into the group of young adults. So, yeah, that's it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. And thank you so much for having me today.
Wow.